Rose Method is the accumulation of 20 years of research into so many different techniques, where I was constantly searching for the missing pieces of the puzzle. What can make this work? What can make that work? In the end, we've got it down to two fundamental pieces that are the backbone of the Rose Method. One part is removing armor or sabotage, and the other part is healing trauma and what's called restoring an inner resource. It's these two together that create our amazing permanent solutions. Now, there's more information about both these processes throughout my website, but I'll just give a little bit about it here. In regards to removing armor, it's a simple, an elegant, new, insightful idea, which is that our problems exist on this outer shell or outer layer, not deeply inside of us. So you see, a person often will go for therapy, many, many years of therapy of talking about their problems. What they're really doing is just talking about the outer layer. And yes, you can get some improvement on the symptoms, but they're always going to be holding on to that outer layer because it really compensates for something on the inside. And we can save years of therapy, years of talking, by just simply removing that outer layer to see what's underneath it. Now, that idea itself, I think, is not new, but what's new is I found a way to do it. I found a way to metaphorically rip away a client's problems to find just the attachment, just the reason that they're holding on to all their problems in the first place. Because there's some deep inner wound. It's usually something hidden in their shadow, the thing they don't want to talk about. It's the thing that they're compensating for, the thing that they may be ashamed about, and because of that, they're holding on to all their problems. So the clever thing that we do with the Rose Method is we don't actually work on problems at all. You can give me a list of symptoms. You can say, Simon, fix this, but I'm not actually going to work on those things. I'm just going to look at what do those things compensate for? What's the hidden secret underneath it? We find that, we heal that, and actually all the problems disappear. It's a completely new approach to therapy, so much faster and easier. How do we make these problems disappear once we've got it? Well, that's part two. I've developed a better way of healing trauma. It's a way of healing trauma without really talking about the trauma at all. What we do is we aim to prevent the trauma. We aim to find the resource that was missing that caused this trauma. Because somewhere before the trauma is an earlier moment. Let's say the trauma happened when you were 5 years old. So maybe when you were born, maybe before you were born, there was an earlier moment that put you on the path to that trauma. Usually because of a missing resource, because something wasn't there that should have been. And that resource was often missing in parents, grandparents, could go a long way back. But my process is to go right to the beginning, right to the first moment, to heal that wound, to restore that resource. And when you do that, that love, that joy, whatever it is, flows through, and it changes the story. It changes that story when you were, say, 5 years old, so it didn't happen anymore. You're on a different path. And what that means is you no longer have this shame, this wound inside of you. Because you no longer have that wound, you're no longer compensating for it. Because you're no longer compensating for it, you no longer need your problems. And you can discard them. It's like an old skin that the snake has just discarded. You don't need it. You can emerge fresh and new from underneath without the old problems. I would say that this is a completely new approach to therapy, very different than what's been done before, and highly, highly effective, and more than anything, permanent. If you'd like more information about this, read through the other pages on the site, on my blog, read through the Level 1 course page and the online course. Several of the videos of the online course are available for free, and you can learn more for yourself and you can get a real taste for how this works.